Yo, people, lateness is greatness. You already know what time it is. It's time for the all-you-can-eat Chelsea show weekly. We ain't playing around in this shit. I'm excited. I'll tell you why. Because, listen, the season was hanging by a thread, and I think we can all admit here that if we had not won against Leicester, this was lights out for this football club.
Yeah.
But before we get into everything that we're going to discuss, because there's a lot. I mean, there's a new training kit sponsored by a hotel. There's everything from that.
Trivago.
Business. Yeah, Trivago. But before we get into that, let me just find out how the casting crew are doing. It feels like it's been a while. Younes, my bro, first of all, how are you? How are you right now?
Yes, bro. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, definitely a lot calmer now. A little bit more relaxed. Not complacent, just relaxed. And yeah, no, honestly, I'm cool. You know, things are all right. Things are.
Everybody's
standard.
recovered. I mean, you've recovered from the first leg and second leg of the FA Cup final, have you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And technically, we lost that because Leicester got an away goal, didn't they? So
True.
Yeah.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, very good point. That's a very good point.
No, but
when you think about it like that.
Yeah, no. Honestly, that was the reaction we wanted to see in it. That was the mentality, and the fight at the end was just icing on the cake. I mean, I like a Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is one of my favorite events of the year, aside from WrestleMania. So it's nice to see it at Stamford Bridge. Very happy with that.
Oh man. And Miz, how are you doing, bro? Listen, look, again, last time I saw you before the cup finals. How are you doing now? It feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, nah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit depressed for about a few days. Do you know what I mean? Like I was in such a high. I had yourself and Dami in my channel. We were just, you know, all that swagger. We were talking it up that we're gonna slap Arsenal silly. We can't wait to face Man City. We can't wait to whoop Leicester's backside. And then, literally in the space of like 3 days, honestly, I just caved in. I just went just inside. And no, it was good. It was good that we got that victory. Much needed, man. I'm back to being positive again. I feel like Thomas Tuchel will ensure that we get the final W in the Premier League, and then I'm very confident moving into the Champions League, man. Very, very confident.
And I mean, before I play a certain clip from somewhere, I'm gonna read out this super chat already. Just a small contribution to Matisse for getting the better Wi-Fi connection. Alex, you cheeky guy.
Upgrade
That is the
KFC.
best super chat ever.
Upgrade from KFC Wi-Fi to Premier Inn Wi-Fi. Do you know what I mean?
Alex, I'm going to be going back to London so soon, and I promise you the Wi-Fi will not be giving you any sleep loss. I'm telling you, it's back. We're going to be back in business, all right? Back in business. It's only maybe it's under a week. This time next week on this show, I'll be in London. I've booked my flights already. So yeah, the next show that we do on All You Can Eat Chelsea, I'll be with the premium Wi-Fi again.
But you know what, Matisse? I like super chats like that. That's good. That's cheeky. Do you know what I mean? Helping a brother out.
No,
great contribution.
It was good. If you guys have been following me on socials, you'll know I've joined up with the Football Writers Association. Really pleased and proud to be on that team, because listen, they do great work. I'm looking forward to getting involved when I get back into the country as well. And luckily I joined just in time to get my vote in for Footballer of the Year. And I obviously voted for Ruben Diaz. I'm not going to be biased, all right? I know I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'm not going to be biased. I was actually going to come correct. For me, this is a big responsibility. This is the vote, you know? So let me make sure that it's who really, I think, really deserves it. And I think Ruben Diaz, at a young age, to come into this league and perform the way he's performed for the title winners and improve the players around him, not just make himself brilliant, but also improve the players around him, is quite impressive in his debut season. So we've got a clip, I think, from the FWA. So let's play that and let's see just what the boys, Ruben himself has to say, I guess.
Reporting exclusively for the one and only Matisse, MAH. What has been your favourite moment in the history of the Champions League?
In the history of the Champions League, it is yet to come, my friend.
Cheeky, very, very cheeky, very, very cheeky. So
we have no history. So we're waiting for it to happen.
It's a new subject. We are studying for the first time.
We've never been here before.
Very, you know what?
We have a new teacher.
Very clever answer. Very, very clever answer from Ruben. Very, very clever answer. Because obviously Man City, it's their first time in the final. And they're coming up against us. He said the best is yet to come. Well, let me tell you, Ruben, it's not over. It's not over yet, right? You still got to play the mighty Chelsea. And we don't play about in this business. We've already got one under our belt. We don't mind taking a second. So the rivalry's heating up. You know what I'm saying? It was a clever answer, though. I like it. And I'm looking forward to that game. But before we get into that game, we've got to focus on what we just saw, which was, I'm not going to lie, an absolute smackdown in terms of, WWE, because the game ended in a little fight. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. This was due after what Amati did in his video. And I'm only just getting over it now. And I'm only just really forgiving him because I feel like we're even now-ish, kind of, after that.
This is why he needs the upgrade. This is why he needs the upgrade.
Very much reminds me of Batman.
Use that super chat, bro. Use it now.
Use it now, bro. Get on the phone. Sort your broadband out.
Oh, Lord have mercy. There we go. I'm leaving it up, really. I just leave it up. That would be great.
Pin that, bro. Forward. Pin that message. Pin it.
Oh, man.
But I have to say, with all the craziness that was taking place, do you guys feel content again with proceedings after that spat at the end, or do you want more?
Yeah, I wanted to say consistent now. I don't want it to go. Like, we've got 2 games. We've got 180 minutes of football left. For 180 minutes, I want to see the same thing, right? I mean, I'm not an advocate for violence, but I mean, that fight was great. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want other fights to kick off, but I want that same level of aggression on the pitch. So that would be great. 180 minutes, just give it everything and just do not let anything, I mean, to quote Stevie G, don't let anything slip. So, yeah, honestly, I'm content. I'm happy. I think it's kicked in at the right time. If we can get a good performance against Villa, that will be great for momentum to drag us into the final. Miz, we spoke about momentum yesterday, so we know there's the whole thing about City losing to Brighton. Hopefully that dents their, psyche a little bit. I don't think it'll do too much, but it's something at least. It's better than nothing. Yeah, we'll see how it all ends going into the end of the season next week, on the weekend, and then boom, 1 week to the Champions League final, build-up begins, and hopefully the players don't fall under pressure. That's the key. If they don't fall under pressure, we can win this final. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, Miz, what did you make of the new levels of shithousery? Because we had Rudiger in there, we had Mount in there, Aspilicueta, the usual suspects. And then we had Mendy, who went all the way from his goal and decided to turn up.
Annihilated everyone.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Tiggles literally became Elastigirl. It was quite violent.
He came in, he was like, my hand is bigger than your head. Shut up.
He literally grabbed a couple of players, but like one on one hand and the other on the other, and just threw them aside.
Just like, this. One hand for him is like 2 for us.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He went from all of that. He went from all of that to becoming the big friendly giant again and giving Dammy his shirt. It was just like two polar opposites.
Yeah. Dammy smashed it. Dammy and Carefree Jam. They smashed it.
Yeah. Nah, Dammy especially, man. He owned social media that day. ESPN quoting him. There's people just left, right, and center.
He was with Thiago Silva's wife.
Man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dancing with his Thiago Silva's wife.
Bella. A few people did meet Bella.
Yeah,
I know Anita did as well, but
she was in the concourse. She was just in the concourse with the fans, just standard, no VIP.
She's so good, isn't she?
Brilliant.
She's so good. I love that, man. I love that when players connect with the fans on like not players, as in like players, parents or family. They connect. Like it just, we as fans, we do everything possible to have like a percentage. If you can get close to the players. So I love that, man. I wish more sort of players, families did that. It would just get the fans closer as well. It's brilliant.
She low-key might be the sign of the season, I can't lie.
Yeah. she probably could. Yeah,
she's connected with the fans. She's also given words to Timo when needed to improve his performance. I really don't.
What about her Chelsea, the Tottenham song as well?
Yeah,
we hate Tottenham.
Did you see her after the game as well, chanting as well? Walking out the ground as well. It's like Chelsea, and then she's like screaming at the restaurant, Chelsea, Chelsea.
He's such a vibe. He's
like,
such a vibe.
this woman is
She
crazy,
is, man.
I need to meet her. I swear, it's crazy. I would be more excited to meet her than the players, to be honest. The personality she's moving mad.
But what about Tammy Abraham's girlfriend? I reckon she would be a bit of a...
He's on another level of smoke.
She's another level.
She's moving very
She
different.
wants very different.
I don't know if she's going to be with us longer with our club. I'm not sure if she's going to be a part of it.
Brother, the way I sometimes talk about Tammy should be like, man, get that brother, get him. Get me on All You Can Eat Chelsea. I need to talk to him.
I'd love to have her as a guest. The invite is there. It's open invitation. If you got something to say, get off your chest, my darling. Let's talk. But yeah, I mean, Global Gaming in the chat saying, what are your thoughts on Sancho bid? I wasn't aware there was a Sancho bid.
Yeah.
Can you give me a source? I'm gonna need a source. I'm gonna need evidence.
Mayonnaise, ketchup.
Yeah, I'm gonna need everything. I'm not gonna. I can't
BLT.
react until I see.
Ranch.
I can't react until I see some evidence.
Caesar salad dressing.
Honestly, I don't think Sancho is happening, man. He's not coming to Chelsea.
Way.
I mean, who the play? We got Ziyech and Havertz who doesn't even get the chance. Hudson-Odoi is like an afterthought now. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got that much depth. I mean, forget about Sancho.
Happens, right? If someone wants an opinion real quick off the bat, the only way that deal happens is with someone that we just spoke about there is getting sold. So even Hudson-Odoi or Ziyech. I don't think Pulisic will get sold out of that bunch, but it would be someone getting sold.
It came from the Sun.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that says it all. We don't need to speak.
Yeah. Oh, well, then if it came from... Well, I'm not even going to say their name. So there you go.
Taboo. It's taboo.
We're going to move swiftly on because I do want to recap a little bit on that match because it was emotional. It was high intensity. We're very much slap bang in the middle between that game and the Villa game. But someone on Patreon in the pod that I do with Alex, it's funny, I say with Alex like it's not his pod. Yeah.
He owns. Matisse owns.
You've been on Alex the last couple of days.
I'm on a constant wind-up with Alex right now. We had a great
absolute wind-up
final, and now I'm on a constant. When Declan Rice missed that penalty the other day, well, yesterday, the first thing I did on Twitter was say, Jorginho would not miss that. Yeah.
Bro, you caused a lot of commotion.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't cause as much commotion as I was looking to cause. Yeah. I was expecting to get quotes about everybody knew I was joking, unfortunately, so they didn't bite.
Everyone did.
And then I tagged Alex. I was like, hurry up and get angry so I can delete this. I still didn't get anything. So I didn't get as many bites as I was looking for, but yeah, I was going for it. I chose violence, 100% people. But I mean, listen, with that game, one of the patrons said very well, they owed us this performance and we expected nothing less. And I'm not going to lie, after the diabolical week we had the week before, that was the bare minimum. And do you guys agree with that? Or is there a little bit more emotion coming from your side on that one?
Yeah, man. As Younes was saying, I had the lads yesterday, and I think moving back into our regular sort of starting lineup, it showed the seriousness back in the team. And, you know, I'm pretty certain there must be some sort of backroom politics that's always going on. I'm very, very certain about this now. I always had a bit of doubt, is there really that much politics? But I definitely think so now, off the back of what has happened this season in you know, altogether. I reckon Thomas Tuchel, for Arsenal and for Leicester FA Cup final, he would have had a different team if it was up to him. He really would have. I think, and guys, before you go, there's about 322 people watching live now. Before you go mad, I don't think he would have selected Kepa. And I'm not blaming Kepa. I am not blaming for the losses. I do not think Tuchel would have selected Kepa had he had his own way. And if that doesn't happen, it's a different complexion to the team. You look at when Mendy comes back, the aura, the you know, we just feel like we are so much more confident. And it just didn't seem like that for those two matches. And then I've got to also say that the fact that Thomas Tuchel tinkered a bit too much. But yeah, I really think if he ever got that opportunity one more time next season, if he's in the similar situation, he wouldn't do this again.
Do you reckon, like with Kepa, I mean, for the final, that was the case? Because this is where I understood the reasoning behind it, because he did come out and say, you know, Kepa's been the cup goalkeeper. He's played every cup game. He done well in that semi-final against City. It's only right he gets the final as well, rather than omit him and he had the whole journey. I mean, when I heard that and I thought, yeah, surely, that makes sense. I get it. Obviously, now we look in hindsight and we say, yeah, if Mendy was playing, cool. But I'd like to think that was his logic, and not receiving an order from upstairs going, yeah, by the way, Kepa's got to play the final.
You know what, Younes, though? Like previously, we've seen Caballero being the cup keeper, and then when it came to the crunch games in the cup, he's been swiftly moved aside and someone else has taken over. In previous times as well, you know, I still remember Courtois would come into the semi-finals or the finals of the FA Cup when someone else has been keeping. Do you know what I mean? So
I think it depends how much clout you've got, and I think Kepa's got good, strong 20 million followers on Instagram when it comes to this club. He's got decent clout. Decent clout. And what I mean by that is that Caballero...
What's your monthly listeners now, say?
Like, what I mean by that is Caballero, how much money is he on? What wages is he on? How much did he cost? How old is he?
Yeah.
All these things come into factor. Whoever backed up, you know, Thibaut Courtois would have been maybe Begovic. How much was he on? How much did he cost? Kepa, we know the answer to all those questions, and he's got a lot of clout, and he cost a hell of a lot of money. He's on a long-term deal, 7-year contract. So, by the way, I think how many years is he into that? What? He's done 2 years. He's in his third year. So he's still got 3 more years after this season. And then he's still got 4 more seasons after this season. And then on top of that, he's on huge wages as well. He's young. So he's not the age of a normal backup goalkeeper where you expect to put your feet up and relax like a Caballero. You don't expect to play like a Caballero. Look at Scott Carson. That brother hasn't even touched grass in God knows how long.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He ain't touched the pitch. You know what I'm saying? He ain't touched the pitch. He's not even been involved at all. And then suddenly he makes his Manchester City debut. It was like, you're still playing? What?
I know. I was shocked.
I was baffled.
Is he going to get a medal? Is he going to get a medal?
I think everybody in the Premier League squad gets a medal, yeah, regardless of minutes. I think minutes.
That's insane. Scott Carson, the Premier League winner.
If you featured for at least, I think, a game, if you've played, basically, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they actually played him.
Yeah.
They probably played him to get the medal. So yeah, when it comes, someone's just laughing at the touch grass comment. Listen, that was fun, but that was just meant to pass by. We ain't gonna talk about that anymore. All right, so when it comes to Kepa, he's just got a way more clout and he has to be involved. So it didn't really surprise me, to be honest. But at the end of the day, did it cost us potentially? Because I think Mendy could have saved that. We have no way of actually knowing if he 100% saves it, but I think he would have saved it. Yeah, I would have put my money on him because it was out from a long range and he saw it all the way. And you know, it wasn't like had to go for a crowd of bodies or hit a post or anything. It was savable. I mean, Kepa really did almost get there as well. Tells me Mendy would have definitely got there if Kepa almost got there. But
the thing is, Kepa starts slow as well. I think Mendy probably wouldn't even need a dive. Like he sees it a bit quicker. He sees a shot coming and he moves slightly quicker. And then I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't even a dive for Mendy and he just literally shifts and just catches that. Do you know what I mean? It's about positioning. It's about reflexes, agility. It's not a coincidence that Kepa gets beaten by long-range shots over and over and over again. Like, we do need to analyze not just his height, but is the brother actually moving? Is he seeing a shot coming? You got to anticipate as well, right?
I mean, for me, there's nothing to analyse because he's got to leave. We've got 2 games left. He's not going to play in any of them. For me, that should be his last game for Chelsea Football Club. Respectfully. But that should be his last game for Chelsea Football Club. So there should be no need for me to analyse that again because I've kept it consistent the whole way through. When he was, coming in, doing his good performance, said, well done, credit to you. You've definitely done well under Tuchel, but you still shouldn't be playing for this football club. Not just due to ability, but also due to the fact that a goalkeeper of his age, wages, income, all this kind of stuff shouldn't be backup. He's not a backup goalkeeper. That is not the structure for a backup goalkeeper in a squad, in a club that's run well financially. It's just not. So he needs to go. And I think Mendy's just kicking up to a new level every time he plays now. He's looking like, a world class. I'm not going to give him that tag yet. I'm not going to give him the tag yet because he's only been there 1 season and I've only known him one season as well. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know who this brother was before we signed him. But he is playing at a world-class level. And also, can we talk about him playing out from the back? Because he played a pass against Leicester. I think it was just before half-time. I think.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I can't remember what foot he used or what time of the game it was. I just remember that he played a great pass and I forgot to tweet about it. So
yeah, it was I think it was with his left foot, how he was very composed, just two players pressing him. He just went to the left and then just laid it off. It was really good.
Yeah, I've seen a comp now of him playing passes and he's been brilliant. Honestly, his passing is just he's not phased, and you wouldn't think that he would be so calm because, you know, is he really used to playing up from the back in seasons past to this with the clubs he's played for? But he's just been a revelation in that regard. I think he may even be a better ball playing goalkeeper than Kepa in some regards. So yeah, because I haven't seen any individual errors leading to goal. Who are you guys coming away from that match and saying this is my guy after that? Like who impressed you the most? I'll start with you, Younes.
The Chelsea Leicester game.
Yeah, just the one that just went. Forget the FA Cup one.
I have to say Rudiger, man. Like, it has to be. There were some other really good players on that day. I mean, you can't undermine Mason Mount. You can't undermine, players like Aspie or Thiago Silva. We know what the others can do as well, but Rudiger was another level, man. Rudiger was a beast, just an absolute tank. You know, more tank than a tank, but basically, like, it's absolutely insane.
Greater than a tank.
The guy took it to another level, absolute another level, on and off the ball, and, you know, during the game and not during the game. Like, the whole thing from minute one up until the end of his post-match interview was just fantastic. So, yeah, he smashed it. For me, it's got to be Rudiger.
He's really done a 180 in this fan base in terms of the love that he's getting right now, because I remember when Lampard was sacked, especially myself, I was done with him, and I mean done, like not even bothered about how he really would play for the rest of the season, just really done in terms of, yeah, you can go in the summer, with all the reports that came out and all the craziness that was going on off the pitch. But he's playing at such a level and he's showing leadership as well. It's not even like he's just playing well by himself. It's the leadership that he's showing and the battle and the fight that he's doing on the pitch for others. And he's channeling in that aggression that maybe was going to Gilmore in training with the tackles and taking it to the pitch. And I love it. You know what I'm saying? We're now starting to channel the aggression in the right way at your Suarez, at your Amate. And that's where you got to have the aggression. Leave it on the pitch and put it at the opponent where it belongs. You know what I'm saying? This is what we want to see. And I think he really has done a 180. Obviously, he's still yet to sign the contract, but really, outside of just the defending, because he is a defender, we kind of do expect good defending at this level. Miz, how impressed are you with the ball playing and the mazy runs? Because I didn't know he could do that.
Man, like Zidane.
He started to move. Like I tweeted, Prime Maradona. It just reminded me of how he did the 360. And then he lost the ball, and then he charges in to win it back, and then he's driving through midfield. I'm like, Rudiger, just calm down, my man, just calm down. And that was off the back of him scoring as well, and he was electric after that. You could just feel it, that this, as if there was an energy already in the brother. But as soon as he scored, it felt like he went to a different level. And then, I mean, what was Ricardo Pereira thinking, squaring up against Rudiger? That is probably one player that I would be so scared to fight against, because
you see when he tried to push him?
Yeah. And
Rudiger pushed him, and then Ricardo tried to push him back, and Rudiger didn't move. He's just like, is that all you got?
And Rudiger, Younes, he had Pereira like that on a stronghold. Yeah. And it looked like if he wanted to, he could just throw him wherever he wants to. And that aggression that he had in the face when he grabbed him. And then post-match as well, Matisse, well, he said that, you know, we saw what one of the players did and they need to be punished. And we punished them. And I loved how he was just going around saying that they need to be punished. But yeah, man, you're right. The ball playing has been fantastic. On point passing has been on point. Drives through the middle, shooting from long range as well, which is on target. And the ball is literally zigzagging. So it's not an easy catch for the keeper. So, man, I've said it, man. Like, and you guys know it very well. It actually personally hurt me when Lampard got sacked and the kind of abuse that he was getting, and I did not like that one bit that a player was getting abused like that off the back of articles and whatnot. We as a fan base need to keep our cool, and that seems to be the issue all the time. Something comes up, people start,
that was never going to happen with Lampard. There was no way anybody was going to.
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
But you know what, Matisse, we people need to keep the cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, maybe it's maturity. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's maturity. But anyway, regardless of that factor, I hope this guy, he goes on and signs the contract, because I don't want to replace something that is going good. And under Thomas Tuchel, he's looking so good, man. So good.
Yeah, I think if any of the centre-backs are at risk, I think it'll be Kurt Zuma at this point, and especially in this formation. Now, the one thing that isn't ticked off this list is how these defenders accommodate back into a back four. How Rudiger adjusts back to that, how Christensen adjusts back to that, whether they step up and become that primary centre-back and not that secondary centre-back that I always speak of when Thiago Silva leaves. So there's still question marks, but in this setup, in this formation, in this structure, there's not really any question marks. I think they've been a revelation. And if there's one part of the pitch we don't need to add players into, it would be there. Neil says DM options to target in the transfer window for Chelsea. I must be honest, I don't have many targets myself. And the reason why is because I'm not really... I mean, look, we've got Aston Villa and we've got Man City. That's where my headspace is at. So I'm trying to keep the transfer talk to a minimum, because we're going to talk about it literally for months, all summer, when it comes to Chelsea related. So because we've got so much other stuff to talk about, I'm kind of staying away from transfers on this channel until the end of the season. We got
Someone said Tamagotchi, man.
Yeah. Dude, that was Tamagotchi, man. Because we've got two games, and they're big games. That's really where my focus is on right now. And then when the season ends, we're gonna have nothing but transfer talk. So I don't really want to max it out right now. In terms of your targets, I mean, you've got Tamagotchi, who just was mentioned in the chat. You've got Kamara floating around, who I haven't really watched much yet. Again, I'll probably watch him back when the season is over and we can focus on not the games. Declan Rice always comes into the conversation. So does maybe Basuma, but he's a bit more box to box for me. I wouldn't say that he's just a rigid holding midfielder like that. So yeah, I mean, you've got options, but Basuma is a good player. Whether he could play the lone DM role, I don't know. It really, again, I've said this before, but my target depends on the formation. There's certain DMs that suit a double pivot, and there's certain DMs that suit lone defensive midfielder. Indeed, at Leicester's a good example of a lone defensive midfielder, and Declan Rice at West Ham's a good example of a double pivot. Matic, what we had, is a good example of a double pivot, and Johnny with Mikel is a good example of a lone DM. So it depends, and I don't think all defensive midfielders can play both. We've seen Kante. For me personally, lone DM is not for him, but double pivot 100%. So it really just does depend on the formation first of all, and then after you select your target. So I don't know what the formation is going to be next season. There's just conflicted reports going out, but yeah, some people are saying Marquinhos. I wish that's the dream, but unrealistic as hell. Unrealistic as hell. But yeah, back to the football. In terms of that game as well, once again, missed chances. I mean, for me, the whole of last week and that game, the issues didn't change. The issues weren't defensively; there were missed chances again. And really, what did you guys make of Timo Werner? Because the attitude is again spot on after the match with the post-match interview. Really upbeat. I saw him dancing in the crowd when he was taken off. I saw the most shameless but beautiful knee slide I've ever seen in my life when he scored that goal. Brother had his whole chest pumped out like this, looking like one of them Power Rangers or one of them what they used to do. Not even Power Rangers, they used to do
it's morphin' time.
I can't remember what they used to do in school, but they used to run around the playground just like this. That
Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto. Younes, that's gold, bro. That's gold. Oh, Naruto.
I'm telling you, that's basically what it felt like for him. And then it was ruled out. But
And he knew that.
Yeah, well, you would if you're a yard offside.
No, mate, when he hit it with his hand, like you know that hit your hand. What are you doing celebrating like you've won the Champions League final, mate? That's to come. Man. That's not yet. Yeah, man.
But I mean, Miz, I saw you defend him on Twitter there. I think in terms of his importance to the team, and I do partially agree because he is extremely important. I think when we don't have him, and Pulisic, Mount, and Havertz aren't clicking, you know, it becomes quite static. Especially against Arsenal, it was very static, extremely static, and I was very annoyed. And I did miss Timo Werner after that game because I thought to myself, at least he would have created some angles and some movement and made some runs and stretched some defenses and created space for others, if not score himself. And then that even, you know, Ziyech and Werner for me in the first half of the FA Cup game were not good. But at least Werner just continues to plug away. So what do you make of him at the moment?
Man, as you said, I tweeted, right? And then the reason behind the tweet was the FA Cup game post-match, and I told Younes this yesterday as well, that I was just so annoyed and frustrated after the FA Cup game. I just tore up all my structure for the review, and I just opened the gates up for all the fans to come and join and just voice their opinion.
Oh, anyone.
I was like, you know what? I just can't be bothered today. You guys come in and just say whatever you want to say, and we can just go from there. Yeah. So this one guy came in and he was giving it to Timo Werner. For about first 2 to 3 minutes, I was just listening, right? He was just giving it. He was like slandering him. This guy's this guy's that. We need to sell him. He's this, he's that. And then I stopped him. I was like, you know what? I need to mute you for a little while because I've heard enough. I think that you're forgetting the factor that all the other facets of the game that is so important. And the reason why Thomas Tuchel uses him is for the work rate, for the movement. The goal contributions are starting to look silly now in terms of assists. And in recent times, he's scored a few goals as well. And I said, look, I don't deny the fact that he has to improve his finishing. He has to be far more clinical. He's got to be a bit more aware as to how he times his run in order for beating the offside trap. But I'm positive that he can perhaps do this during the preseason and then another season into the Premier League, and it may come good. But the tweet was more about why don't we appreciate the things that he does when he's not in the team? We are lacking a lot of these things, which when he's in the team, we're looking a lot better. So far too many people are so fixated with the fact that he's missing chances, which I'm frustrated about as well, just like you guys. But I also look at all the other brilliant things that he's doing within the game, which is setting us up to win games. You know, I can't overlook that. So, and it's time that the fan base doesn't overlook it as well.
He's already got a connection with the fans as well. I think the fans at Stamford Bridge are going to take a liking to him very, very quickly. And they already have with the chant that they created for him as well. Because when a player's putting in a shift like that and it's just relentless, and you know, perseverance is key here when it comes to him, then I think, you know, when the fans come into the stadium back full time next season, he's gonna be one of the fan favorites. This super chat here from my bro here says Werner's confidence is on the rise by the stock. Listen,
mate,
if this is crypto, the market has crashed, my brother.
Mate, I've got PTSD reading that. Like
PTSD,
if Werner...
that's why I left it up there, just so you can gather your thoughts. Man, they was talking about buying stocks, bro. The market crashed, bro. It's right on the floor. Right luckily, I did tweet on my backup account to take your profits, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I said it when ADA Cardano, reached a new high of $2. I said, take your profits. All right, take your profits. I've only been in this game for about 2 weeks, and I'm already ahead of the curve. Ahead of the curve. I said, take your profits. Take your profits as you go along because you want to be prepared for the worst. When there is a boom, there must be a bust. And what did happen? Elon Musk came in and said, get the fuck out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'll have my time now.
This is nothing. I reckon it's going to crash even more.
If Werner's confidence was a coin, I would invest right now. Like, because I know for sure his confidence is going to go sky high. But yeah, no, honestly, if all I'm going to say is buy the dip, people, buy the dip. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. And save us, please.
Timo Werner, I'm telling you, buy the dip. Brother is literally, I don't know. What's the coin worth at this point? Maybe, looking at maybe $1.
Are you guys being serious? Is there a Werner coin?
No.
I thought you guys are kidding.
I'm going to create a Timo Werner coin. I'm going to sell it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, mint a Werner coin, and then we'll get on it.
There's a new Timo Werner coin going, yeah. The brother is worth at the moment, about 54 cents, right? 54 cents. Confidence, the stocks are low. It's
more like 0.0054, mate.
Yeah,
54.
It's been fluctuating throughout the season, but it's low right now. There's not too much confidence, especially when we're linked to a new striker, ladies and gentlemen. So stocks aren't plummeting. But let me tell you something.
Timo coin to the moon.
Timo coin to the moon. Timo coin to the moon, right? He is gonna break all boundaries. I'm thinking this is a $10 coin next season, bare minimum. I'm telling you that right now. So invest. Link will be in description. There'll be a charge. I will be charging each and every individual for the coin when they buy.
How do you do the W? That's going to be the sign of the coin.
That's the sign.
Yeah.
W settings only. Yeah. That's why I've been promoting W settings only. You think it's about the performance? You think it's about the win on the pitch? It's about Timo Werner. You see? Much like Nico, when he was running for mayor, it all adds up, ladies and gentlemen, right? W settings only. There's a reason I've been pushing it. It's Werner. It's Werner.
Get on it, guys. Get on it.
Get on it. Get on the train before it goes to the moon, people. Not just bald tees from Aaron, bald Miz, bald Younes. If we win Champions League, in my opinion. Let me tell you something right now. I will not be going bald again. One, because my girlfriend was not happy about that. All right, and I took a lot of heat from that. All right, that was a situation that I took a lot of heat from. First of all, I didn't even consent her before I did it. I just went out and got bald, and then just turned up one day, and then she was like, "What? Who? What? What's going on here?"
I can't believe you're still the boyfriend, bro.
Who are you? So, first of all, I'm not gonna do that again because I feel like I've proved myself on this internet already when it comes to that. Did it, done with it, love it, leave it. All right, my hair's growing back. I've got a fade again, shape up's there, hairline's not ruined. Not trying to do that again. However, these gentlemen, feel free. I mean, I ain't seen you do that yet.
Younes has left the chat.
Is it a coincidence that he just texted me now? I don't know. Is it about what I just said? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not opening the Snapchat. I'm moving on. I've got a show to run. Is it relevant? No. Come into the live chat, throw in a super chat, my darling, then we'll talk about it. But you two could go bald as far as I'm concerned. Why not? Do you agree with Aaron? Because I'm not doing it.
No. You know what? Someone tried to get a comment that I made like from about 4 or 5 seasons ago. We had Antonio Conte, right? And I was like, oh, if we make the Champions League final, then yeah, I'll consider going bald. Someone tried to use that against me now, like 5 seasons ago. I'm like, no, that's void. That is void, mate. No. It's a different circumstance now. Not happening. Not happening. I'll be honest. I think as I grow, I think I'm going to be going bald naturally. So I'm going to try and use as much hair as I can right now.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Similarly with me as well. I got a bit of bald patch that's slowly, you can't see it, but I can. So I'm not going bald. It's naturally going to happen, man. So no way.
All right, well that's 2 no's, Aaron. So it looks like it's not gonna go down that way, bro. But we tried. We tried to convince them. It was never gonna happen, though. I must admit. I speak from experience. This was not a pleasant experience. It was cold outside. Every raindrop that hits your head, you feel it a different way than it felt before. And you have to oil your head because it's very it looks very dusty sometimes when you wake up. Like, you have to shine that shit. And it's not pleasant. So, and someone said get a wig. Ain't nobody getting a wig, bro. My name's not Auntie Jemima, bro. I'm not getting a wig. I'm not getting a wig, bro. That's not happening. Can we just appreciate the consistent improvement of Reece James? This guy is well-rounded player. Listen, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know stocks in Reece James at right side centre back were there from the beginning. I've made it very clear. I thought he had
Reece coins.
Yeah, Again,
I've
I've been subtly telling you guys to invest. I've been subtly telling you guys, you know what, we are just going to make this whole show crypto innuendos at this point because the market crashed. And I've seen Chunks has lost like $250,000. I've seen Nico's lost 1.8 million. Shout out to my fallen brothers who are absolutely crying.
KSI started reading books. That's how much it affected him.
You guys want to hear a crazy story? Even with the crash, because I bought crypto maybe 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
When it was not five, maybe about 4.
When it wasn't cool.
Well, so what happened was about 4 years ago. So listen to this. So 4 years ago, I think Bitcoin was about 8,000 or something like that, and it was on the rise. And at its peak during that moment, it got to about 21,000. Yeah. And before it hit peak, me and some of my mates, we bought a whole heap of cryptocurrencies. Got Ripple, got Cardano, got Tron, and I got them for like cheap, right? Real cheap. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like Cardano, I'm pretty sure I got it for like about 10 cents or 15 cents, something like that, right?
Bro, you mean rich right now?
So listen to this. And then it went up. I remember I spent about $500 and I was about $6,000 up, right? During that time of the peak. And I was telling all my mates, guys, I think I'm going to be a millionaire very soon. I'm going to buy each of you guys a car. I'm going to buy you guys a property, look after your family, and everyone just hang in there. I think I'm going to make it this time. And literally a week later, it just all crashed. And I was like, you know what? Stuff this. Like I spent only $500 on bits and pieces here and there. I'll leave it. And then just recently, when Matisse, you got into it and you were starting to tweet all of that from your second account, I was like, I better tell Matisse. Yeah, I was saying, like, I better tell Matisse that what happened to me. I need him to just be aware, like, be careful about how much he's spending and whatnot, right?
Yeah. I put my whole life in there.
So I just checked my wallet the other day where I had all my crypto coins. It's got about $4,500. I'm like, okay, well, that ain't too bad.
Have you not checked it in years?
For like 4 years. I didn't know. I just left.
You're brave.
Yeah, look, I was like, I only spent $500, so if it goes up, like whatever, do you know what I mean? So got about $4,500 in there, and I'm pretty sure now it's probably about $3,000 again with the crash and whatnot. But I just realized one thing, that I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna see where, because just let it go.
Yeah,
and you know what the best explanation I got during the weekend, last weekend. Hear this out, because we were just talking about it, me and my mates, and I was like, man, what's the value in crypto, man? What is the value in crypto? And one of my mates said, do you remember when internet started back in the late 80s? And I'm like, no, because I was only 4 or 5 years old, so I wouldn't have a clue. He goes, back then when it was starting, a lot of people were saying, oh man, what is this internet? Like, seriously, this is never going to take off. Internet, get out of here. And here we are, live streaming without the internet. It's impossible. All of these people watching. So he was like saying, now think about it, Miz. Like, you're saying that crypto's got nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe in 50 years time, or I don't know, what, like 20 years time, 30 years time, it's going to be the same impact as what internet has right now. Exactly. So just leave it, bro. Just leave it.
This is not financial advice, by the way.
This is not financial advice.
Yeah.
Always stick that disclaimer in.
Man,
forgive me.
Creations does not take any responsibility for any financial loss or gain that you get in the crypto market. I do not advise you to get into the business. I only speak from personal experience of what I would do myself. Thank you very much.
Someone wrote, all you can eat crypto.
Yeah, because you know them lawyers just licking their lips right now with them brothers in the chat. Well, Matisse and Mitch told me to do... No. We didn't tell you to do shit, right? We didn't tell you to do shit. All right, get out of here. Right? Back onto the football before these brothers try to sue us. I ain't trying to get this short. Can we appreciate the consistency of Reece James? We can. So like I said, I invested early on the right side centre-back theory, and he's doing well in that position. Yes, he made a mistake in the FA Cup final, but outside that, he wrapped up Vardy quite nicely. And it's very interesting to me that Tuchel moves him into that position. You see, the views have just dropped by 10 people when we stopped talking about cryptocurrency. Anyway, it's very interesting to me.
Those are people that lost money.
It's very interesting to me that he saves the most important games to change him to this position now, which is showing a lot of faith. the FA Cup final, then a must-win game against Leicester there on Tuesday. So that's quite impressive. I mean, what have you guys made of him in this position? Do you think long-term he can stick it out? Because if he does, this opens up a whole new situation in the summer about right wing-back and who plays there. I hit a little Tariq Lamptey if you don't want to go back in for him.
Yeah. Exactly. The thing with Reece James is that he's now proven he can play in that position, like fully. And you were ahead of the curve, Matisse. Again, if Reece Coin was a thing, then you would have been up. But look, I think with the debate, as you said, now opens up for the right wing back situation, because we were so used to seeing him play at right wing back, and have Aspie at right centre back. But if Reece James can go into right centre back, do we keep him there going forward? He's definitely the one that's going to be still playing ahead of Aspie, because Aspie at one point is going to retire. He's going to stop playing. It's not, it's inevitable. So I think it'll be more of a situation of who do we replace Aspie with when the time comes, and is it going to be replacing him as a right wing back, or is it going to be replacing him as a right centre back? Because Reece James can play either. So at least it's given us a little bit more flexibility for sure. But I think he's done really, really well in that position. It's hard to say which one he's best in, to be honest, because he's proven he can do both. So I'm not that fussed. But yeah, it's given the club an option now. Do we replace Aspie when the time comes? Not now. When the time comes, as a centre back, or do we replace him as a wing back or a full back? So yeah, that's at least we have a good problem. I think it's safe to say.
And
the thing that I want to add, though, with Reece James, and I completely agree with what Younes is saying and what you've said, Matisse, he definitely looks a lot comfortable in right centre back position. But what I would have liked is Thomas Tuchel to make that judgment a while back, not just make that judgment at an FA Cup final. Do you know what I mean? Like, should have tried that few games before. And the reason behind it is that Reece has been playing in the right wing back position where he understands the passing pattern when it's from the build-up from the back. So when you're in the right wing back, the pattern is a bit different. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're getting the ball at the edge, so you only have a few options to pass to. Whereas if you're in the right centre-back position and you're building up, the pass that he played in the FA Cup final, which led to the interception and then to Tielemans driving it in,
diabolical.
I don't think he makes that pass if he's in the right wing-back position. Do you know what I mean?
No, definitely not.
So, and I don't think Azpilicueta makes that pass if he's in the right centre-back position, that direct, so deep from our side to make that very risky pass between two Leicester players, albeit it was a very good interception. I don't think Azpilicueta makes that pass because he understands the pattern to build up from that position, whereas Reece, I'm pretty sure he will understand it, but he needs to play in that position a little bit more to understand what Thomas Tuchel wants from the build-up from that position. So that's my only thing. I feel like Tuchel should have, if that was Thomas Tuchel's plan all along, which
should have done it before.
Like, he should have, because Christensen
really, those finite changes that you're talking about really are what cost us the game.
Yeah. And Christensen is a player that was already starting to play in the right centre-back position. So it already seemed like he had it in his mind to change this around. He did not like Aspie there all the time. He wants Aspie to be in the team because he's the captain.
Yeah.
But, he should have just made that decision from the get-go that I'll just shift Reece James there. But look, it is what it is. I just hope that he continues against Aston Villa and then against Man City as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Livramento has been brought into it. Congratulations to him, Young Player of the Year as well. I think with the academy, obviously we know Mason Mount. I already touched on it on yesterday's show. Was it yesterday's show? No, it was probably the review. I touched on it with Damien Anita. But Livramento has been really good this season. Not that I've been paying close attention, but from what I've heard, he's been really, really good. And he's completely suited to that right wing back role. He's not really a winger. He's not really a right back. He is literally a right wing back. So look, anything can happen, people. Tariq Lamptey came out of nowhere. He didn't go out on loan. And then he played against Arsenal, had a great game. And suddenly Brighton are groveling to get him. And the next thing you know, he's a Premier League right back. And he's consistent and he's very good. And I think Livramento apparently has got, the same level of hype and attention and credit around him in terms of that position as well. So, people will say, here come the Livramento fanboys. And I've seen you in the chat. But they got some stock, you know, in terms of a coin, they're going up. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, people, you know.
Mento coins.
So let's see what happens. Let's not disregard it. Because look, if preseason, anything can happen in preseason. If Tuchel takes a shine to someone at random, then suddenly they're involved in the squad next season. You never know. Billy Gilmour obviously made the Scotland squad as well. I saw the video go up with him. That was
fantastic.
Beautiful. That was wonderful to watch. It really was. Chilwell, as per
Have you seen their group
behind the camera, huh?
Have you seen their group?
I have not. Who have they got in their group again?
England,
Scotland.
Yes.
England, Scotland, and I just got a room.
England, Scotland. Have we got Croatia?
Yeah, Croatia. Yeah, England, Scotland, Croatia, and Czech Republic. That's it.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah,
it's
a
big.
Group.
It's
a group
big.
that you'd expect England to qualify from. If they didn't, I think Southgate's head would be on a stick.
It's not going to be easy, Matisse.
It won't be easy.
It ain't going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
I think we'll beat Scotland, but the others.
Is Czech Republic not beatable?
But
they
are.
Good team,
man.
But with England, you never know.
True. Let me not invest in those stocks. Yeah. Let me not do that. Let me not do that.
England coins going down.
Go bearish on England.
Yeah. Let me not invest in that.
Short it.
Yeah, I think I'll invest in France or something. Actually, to be honest, they're quite expensive right now. You're not really getting much.
Bro, France's group is electric. France, Germany, Portugal, and some
Hungary.
After that, who cares? I mean, whoever's after that is going out. So
Mate,
surrender.
I think if there's a dark horse to back, I think it's Turkey. Just to let you know.
Yes, Turkey got a good team.
They're in a very good group as well.
Team. Portugal got a nice team, or they're in a crazy group. I think I'm very happy with Gilmour. I think Gilmour, you know, Scotland, they're a very lopsided team. I saw their squad go out. Kieran Tierney, Andrew Robertson. Well, Kieran Tierney, was he in the squad? Is he injured?
Surely he's in the squad.
He must be in the squad, even if he's on one leg. Even if he's on one leg, I think.
How do they play Tierney and Robertson, bro?
Exactly. I think they just have to go over three at the back, and they just squeeze them both in. And both of them can kind of, you know, one can play left side centre back, the other one can play left wing back.
Could work against England.
Yeah, that's the only way to get them both in, because to be honest, they're both probably their best players. So it's very strange setup they got there. But without delving into the Scottish national team too much, because it was only just to congratulate Billy Gilmour, I have no idea who the rest of the players are. If James plays centre back, do you think Moses will come back?
What?
No.
God.
Moses.
I forgot you still here.
The only Moses I'm thinking about is the prophet. Do you mean?
Does Moses actually still belong to us? Are we really still doing that?
I think so. He was on a loan.
In our books. He is.
When he said Moses, I was like, who the hell is that?
And it's funny because we play with a back three. I mean, he actually could be a right wing back. That is his position.
That is true. But now Moses coins are going down.
Can you imagine if he came back, started and won the title with Alonso a left wing back next season?
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, mate, people get triggered.
That would be funny. I can't lie to you. That would be funny. But no, I think Moses is actually leaving for like a couple million or something. So yeah, Alex, we won't be seeing him back. But good shout. Another super chat here from Felix. Will Reece and Mount be a Frank Terry situation in the future? Both demonstrate great leadership qualities plus passion and desire. Which one is the future captain? Well, you're way ahead of schedule there in terms of what discussion we're having here, but I will delve in it for a minor moment without getting clipped. I think Mount will be the captain out of the two of them. I think I was going with Reece James before because he wore the armband at Wigan, and I thought he was more likely to be a consistent starter in the team because of the position he plays. Mount's in a very difficult position to cement in Chelsea. We know that. Ballack, Lampard, you know, Makalele, Mikel, Ramirez. I can keep going. You know, we've had Steve Sidwell. You know, we've had a lot of midfielders. Of higher level. Including Steve, and it's not an easy position to keep, but looks like Mason's going to keep it at the moment. I don't really see how he wouldn't. The guy's got so much desire, drive, passion, and quality that I'll be surprised if he gave it up. So I think I'm going to give him the shout. He's already wore the armband as well, which is telling, and he's wore it under Tuchel as well, which is telling again. Is it a Frank Terry situation? Potentially, but I don't want to say that because I feel like they're going to make their own Frank and Terry, Mason and Reece, and I think that's the best way to go about it. Same when Pulisic was compared to Hazard last season, and we was all getting frothy over that comparison. Now we can just say Pulisic creates his own legacy, and we don't have to make these comparisons because you just put too much pressure on these guys. I think to eclipse what Frank done in a Chelsea shirt is almost asking for trouble, because that is arguably the greatest ever player in the club's history. The amount of goals he scored was not normal. And John Terry, likewise, you're talking about probably for me the best centre-back of all time in the Premier League. So is Reece James going to be the best right-back in the Premier League? He's got the potential, but he's got some stiff competition from the likes of Trent and all these other guys coming up as well. So we'll see what happens, but they'll make their own legacy. And I think I don't know if Reece will get vice captain, because there is some other shouts as well for others, but we'll see what happens. I'm not thinking about that right now. That's way ahead of schedule, my bro. Way ahead of schedule. But we'll see. We will see. Another talking point.
Mount definitely, I think, will end up becoming
Chelsea
captain at some point. Definitely.
Yeah.
Reece James, maybe, but Mount's definitely the guy, I think. Also, just to let you know, shout out to everyone in the chat. Victor Moses' coin is no longer listed. He's just been sold to Spartak Moscow.
Oh, is it confirmed?
He's just been sold.
Oh, it's confirmed. Wow.
Yeah, Spartak Moscow confirmed it. 6 million.
Woo!
Oh, that's decent.
He's not a Chelsea player anymore.
Come on. And I'm not celebrating because I don't like Moses. I love Moses. But at last, Chelsea might actually start selling the peripheral parts of their squad and actually get these players off the book, because the amount of players we've still got on the book is ridiculous. We need to sell these brothers and build up all that change like you do. You get all your money in the money box and you come at the end of the year and you spill it out into your bed, you see how much you got. That is what Chelsea are doing this summer. And that's
change it into notes, stick it in the account. Though.
If you get rid of all of these guys and you take it to the coin machine, like I said, change it into notes at Sainsbury's, you might actually have enough money to purchase a whole extra quality player if you get rid of all of them or most of them. 6 million, as far as I'm concerned, that's 6 million less off Jadon Sancho, who's the bonus prize at the end of the summer. So, do you know what I mean? Get the striker, get the DM, and Sancho is the bonus. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, people say, we have too many wingers, but I'm not gonna lie, none of them are consistent right now. So you could be a dickhead and just throw Sancho in there if you want to. It would be harsh, but that's an extra cast on the crew. That's not someone that you get now when you need to sign in key areas. What the fuck is going on? I just clicked back on Matisse and he looked drunk. Well,
he's had the few.
I can either confirm or deny, George. So there you go. You'll just have to wonder. Do you know what's
either that or he's been with Jamie Vardy for a bit.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy, man, Jesus Christ! I think that whole Leicester team was hungover, to be honest, the way they showed up in the first 10 minutes. But and rightly so. I think the debate Gary Lineker was throwing about FA Cup being more important to them in top four, I completely agree. I think they should be caring about trophies more than that. But an important segue, because obviously we were talking about national teams, and there's probably one more minor national team announcement I think it should be touched on, and that is F1. Car versus go-kart, and the F1 car has been called up, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the first time I'm seeing Benzema in a French shirt for what, 6 years?
5 years. 5 years.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you? Is Drew in that squad, by the way? He didn't get named, or he did?
No, he's named.
Oh, he's named. Okay,
he's named.
Okay. That would be.
He just won't play.
That would have been the ultimate piss take. Yeah, he won't play. He probably won't play. What do you guys make of that little announcement? Because do you know what it is with Giroud? He's been so long the leading talisman for France. In fact, he's almost about to break the record, isn't he? He's not far.
Yeah, all-time French goal scorer.
Yeah, so you don't get near that record without playing a lot of games. How do you think? I'm not really looking at the Benzema perspective because we just beat him in the semi-final, so screw him. But from Giroud's perspective, right? Do you guys feel like this is because of us? Are we the reason that Benzema's in the squad? Because Benzema's had great seasons before and still not got the look in because Giroud's been playing well and he's had his end of season masterclass. And then, whether it's Thursday Ronaldo or it's, playing the Premier League and taking us to top four. Do you feel like, are we responsible for this? Do we need to take responsibility for Giroud being second peg in the French team now?
I think so. I think, to an extent. I mean, you can't blame the club. You can't blame Chelsea. We're not responsible. It's not our business in terms of who gets picked and who doesn't for their countries. We've got nothing to do with that. We look at ourselves. But the consequence of Giroud not playing is definitely part of a reason why Deschamps gone to Benzema, who is playing and performing. I think having, dug into a little bit of detail, and I hear French media a lot here, and the perspective over the last few years. If they had their way, if Deschamps had his way, he wouldn't call Benzema up. If he had his way. But because he's forced to see how good Benzema's performing, and Giroud's not playing. If Giroud was playing, trust me, Giroud would be number one.
He hasn't stepped
100%.
Up recently, to be fair.
100%.
The cameos that Giroud's had, he's been very, very, very rusty.
Very poor.
Yeah. And when you look at the situation and all angles covered, Deschamps in the corner. He's forced to go with the striker that's banging in goals for his club. And right now, there isn't a French striker performing like Benzema. It's as simple as that. So for the tournament that he definitely wants to win, for trying to get the Euros, you have to call up Benzema. Now, if Benzema accepts or not, different story. We'll see what happens, because that's not sorted yet with him and Deschamps. But apparently they had a meeting and apparently they spoke. So I think it's all cool and it's all under the water now. But if Giroud had played and Giroud had been more consistent for us, he'd be ahead of Benzema. Just in terms of Deschamps' inside politics and his way of thinking. Simple as that.
Haven't they tried previously Antoine Griezmann as the false nine, and then Mbappe and whoever else, other wingers, Martial or whatnot? I'm not sure if has Martial been picked? I'm not really sure.
No, he's not picked. No, he's not.
So whoever else is the next sort of winger, like they could have done that. The only thing I sort of look into this is that, look, there's no doubt Benzema is a fantastic player. I mean, he's been the biggest threat for us against Real Madrid. In the first leg, the snapshots, second leg, big saves from Mendy as well, off the back of Benzema's shots. So, I completely understand, but you have to ask yourself that when you've left him out for that many years, you're bringing it, like, it's sort of like,
it's like you're going back to your ex.
Yeah, exactly. And, as Younes said, probably Deschamps doesn't want to do this, but, kind of being forced as Giroud is not getting time. So I would have still looked into the whole Antoine Griezmann as a false nine, because I feel like that's how you play Griezmann at his best under the French sort of setup. Because I don't think Griezmann is really a winger. He's someone who's more of a false nine and really can, pull the strings in the middle. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he sets up now.
The reason why I bring it up, not that random, but I saw a report that Chelsea are still looking to offer Giroud a 1-year contract extension. And obviously he's probably not going to accept that, because why would he? He's not playing any football. He's just been shafted by an F1 car as well in the French squad, which highlights his lack of importance to the current setup at Chelsea. But do you guys get any logic as to why Chelsea might be offering him a new contract? Because personally, I don't get the logic this time. I've got it every other year, but this year I don't understand why we'd actually be giving him a new contract. I think we need to move on, because he's clearly not suited to this system, in my opinion.
It could be fair. It just could be fair, because Tammy looks like he's on the way out. Yeah. And if we end up with one striker in the squad, we're looking
is he really
to get
a striker as well.
and is he exactly flipping out? That would be another level, wouldn't it? I think if you're just left with Werner and that's it, there's an issue. So I'm not surprised if, especially when you're looking at Giroud, you're not looking at a marquee signing. You're just looking at a mediocre sort of backup replacement that can come in and bang in goals when he's required to off the bench.
Tony at Aston Villa, maybe? Who knows?
That's the thing. We would need to make sure we try and get a good replacement in and not a flop.
Yeah.
Giroud's not a flop. He's a good backup and he's a good replacement to bring on when you just need a striker to come on and replace your main man. But we need someone of that caliber, and I'm not sure if Chelsea know who they even want or who they want to try and get if Giroud were to go. And Tammy leaving, if that does happen, just puts a spanner in the works. Yeah. So I'm not surprised if they want to try and at least just keep Giroud for the short term. I'm not surprised.
Younes, I do want to ask you this now, and I know all the time we've talked about Tammy, I've sort of been, I suppose, putting it aside that, look, Tammy can leave, da-di-da-di-da. I still respect him. He's a very good player, but I do think it's a very good time to sort of talk about this in an in-depth manner, because now we've seen a lot of games where he's been left out from the squad. Why do you think Thomas Tuchel is not even putting this guy in the bench and giving Giroud time from the substitution to come in the last 10 minutes, where he's not that quick, where he's not that snappy? We're not even playing route one football. We're not even, spamming crosses. Thomas Tuchel just doesn't come across a manager to me where he just shuts off a particular player. Like, let's be honest, Tammy Abraham's not stupid. Do you know what I mean? He's not dumb. Like, if you tell him instructions, which I feel what I'm gathering from a lot of the players is they listen to what Thomas Tuchel has to say as to how he wants to set up, build up from the back, how he wants to play in midfield, what he wants to do up front. I'm sure Tammy can follow those instructions. So I'm a bit baffled at this stage that why hasn't he done a little bit better to ensure that, look, we don't know if we're going to get a top-ranked striker next season in the likes of Haaland, Kane, or Lukaku. And if it's none of them, I don't really want anyone else. And Giroud, for me, it has to be the end this season. As I thank him for everything he's done, but it has to be the end this season.
I better not see Batshuayi back in the squad next season.
Nah. He's got to go as well, man. He's got to go. But Tammy, boys, I'm starting to think it's on both. It's on both sort of parties' best interest. Chelsea's best interest, his best interest. I know he wants to be the number one striker for Chelsea, but just talk to him. Like, just say that, look, you're going to get game time. If you perform well, you're going to eventually become number one Chelsea striker anyway. I mean, at the moment, Timo Werner's not putting much away, so it shouldn't be a difficult task for you to outshine him if in that sense of outscoring him. So, well, what's your thoughts, boys? Like, what's really happening? Is it politics in the back that maybe the Chelsea board just doesn't trust him the way they never trusted Declan Rice, I suppose, a long time ago?
I think it's partly Tuchel doesn't rate him. And because if I'm being honest, Tammy probably suits his system more than Giroud. He's more mobile. He can run the channels. He can press. So either that's due to the board again having some influence and saying, out of the two of them, maybe neither of them are good enough, but we want Giroud to sign an extension and to play a backup role, so we don't have to sign another backup striker, and then we sign the marquee striker and let Tammy go, because Giroud's more likely to do a backup role than Tammy, maybe. Or it's just because he just does not rate Tammy in the slightest. I think it's a bit of both, because I don't think Giroud's really going to stay, even with these little bench appearances that they're trying to drip feed him with, kind of. But yeah, I just don't think he rates him, man. I really don't. And I think I've kind of accepted that now, which is why I've kind of stopped talking about it. Like, some people are still annoyed about it.
I feel like it's a bit of a shame though now, though, Matisse. I feel like I disregarded it previously, but I feel like there's a player in Tammy. There really is.
It is a shame, but I always said, even when he was doing well, this is the most ruthless, cutthroat position in football. This and goalkeeper. It's the two positions you cannot afford to miss chances or make mistakes. Your mistakes will be highlighted. The rest of the team can cover for each other. The rest of the team can, help each other out, develop, gain experience over time. These two positions at a top club are everything. If you are serious about even competing, not winning trophies, just competing. And from the moment that he wasn't world class, he was always going to be under threat. And it was going to be either willing to stay as a rotational option and develop yourself and fight for your place, or the manager was just going to be like, nope, you're not even, I don't even rate you like that. You're going to have to go. And I think those were the only two options, because he's not world class. He's still got things to improve on. I've said it before. His anticipation from Reece James's crosses is not good. Every time that ball comes into the box, he's almost there, but he doesn't quite get on the end of these crosses if they're ahead of him. And he's got long legs as well. So that does surprise me. And the heading ability is not there either. And from a team that cross so much and get the ball into the box so much and have really good delivery, your anticipation and your heading ability needs to be way better than that. And he's not really the most clinical finisher in terms of his technique, in my opinion, either. I think he's got good, decent finishing, but he's not a Lukaku with his finishing like he was when Lukaku was at West Brom and at Everton. You can see the difference between a Lukaku and a Harry Kane in comparison to like your Tammys and your Timo Werners with definition. So, you know, that's really where it is. That's really where it is. And he is one of the older guys in terms of the Cobham grads as well, him and Christiansen. So I've kind of just accepted. I'm a little bit sad about it because, like I said, he's a great guy. He's got great attitude. And I like his mental. He's really taken a lot of responsibility to take the number 9 shirt. He's had to, you know, go up against some mad abuse from this fan base. He stepped up, great bounce back ability as well when he's down. And I do like that in a player. That's why I like Jorginho so much. But end of the day, this is Chelsea Football Club and he's playing in a position where it is just cutthroat. Look how many players came in under Drogba. Torres, Shevchenko, and Anelka came in. And that's when Drogba was doing some sort of business for us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So scoring in finals and whatnot, just being decisive in big games. That's really it. What do you think, Younes?
Yeah, I fully agree. I think it's I think the answer to your question, Miz, is at the training ground. And unfortunately, we can't see training sessions. We just don't know what it's like behind the scenes. Realistically, Tuchel doesn't have an agenda against youth. He doesn't have a thing against not playing young players. Everyone else is there and thriving. Just Tammy is not, and that tells me it's not anything to do with, not enough experience or he doesn't want to experiment or anything. Because Reece has proved himself. Mason's more than proved himself. Player of the season. Callum is getting game time, and he's there, and he's clearly one of the guys that's I don't want to say one of the favourites, but he's definitely in Tuchel's plans.
Yeah, the arm around the shoulder, the advice.
Yeah. Then that's where I think
never
it
does
is.
that with Tammy.
I don't think Tammy's in his plans. I just don't think that there are. Each manager is different. Each manager will use players, and other managers will not use the same players. And I just think, in terms of the attributes, I just don't think Tammy is in Tuchel's plans. It's as simple as that. And unfortunately, a player can't suit every single system. There are some players that look crap under some managers and look fantastic under others. It's just the way it is. And I just don't think for Tammy's age, where he is,
he needs to be playing.
And his stature, Matisse makes a good point in terms of, his height, in terms of his, how long he is, in terms of his legs. And there's certain little things which I think are out of his control. But it's just not working under Tuchel. There's got to be a reason. Simple as that. There just has to be a reason.
You can see it after the games as well. The way that he goes to Hudson-Odoi and reassures him or gives him advice, or he's very passionate with him. You can see he's very, you can see that's his coin. He's very invested.
That's his coin. He's on the Cho coin.
Yeah, he's very
He's
invested.
on the coin.
It's like Foden and Pep when Foden wasn't playing much. People will say, where's Foden? Where's Hudson-Odoi? But you can see he's very invested in Hudson-Odoi. You can see it. He's given him way too much advice. He's talking about him so much off the pitch when the game's over. I never see those communications with Tammy publicly. Never.
You know what, boys? None. You know what, boys? It makes me think we're definitely getting a striker because
we have
how can you let go? How can you let go of Tammy Abraham and Giroud and have no striker?
Yeah. No, the club are definitely in talks behind the scenes with someone 100%. They'd be stupid not to be. I think
it has to be the three though, the big three.
Yeah,
it can't be anyone else.
I mean, this is what you have a scouting system for. When Liverpool signed Luis Suarez from Ajax, he wasn't the biggest name, but he got the job done in the end. But do I trust our scouts? Probably not. So
they'll get us another Danny Drinkwater, bro.
Yeah, so in saying that, I probably would side alongside with you there. If we had good scouts with like Leicester, I would say something different. But our recruitment is very dodgy over the last few years. These brothers go from Higuain and Pato to something else. So yeah, I think it's got to be one of those three. I think Lukaku would be the favourite because Inter Milan are in financial difficulty, and obviously his price tag is a lot lower, reportedly around 68-70 million compared to the others. I think second favourite would then be Erling Haaland, but again, his wages that he's apparently looking for are ridiculous. It would make him the highest paid player in the squad, which is really unrealistic at that age to come and mess up the wage structure like that. Add in his agent, who's an absolute arsehole to deal with, and I don't think Chelsea are really too interested in dealing with him. And then bottom of that trio would be Harry Kane, because again, although he would be the best one in my opinion, because he's literally just the best striker in the world, in my opinion as well. you'd love to bring in the best striker in the world, but I don't think Harry Kane really wants to piss off Tottenham fans and move to Chelsea when he could pick the Manchester clubs.
That's weak. That's weak, Harry. That's weak. We don't want weakness.
Listen,
we don't want weakness.
He's going to do a Sol Campbell on them. I really don't. And on top of that, Levy just does not like doing business with us. And he's already shown in the past he'd accept less for Modric going elsewhere than he would with Chelsea the season prior. So I just don't see that happening realistically. I think he's going to go to Man City, Harry Kane. And because I think he's going to go Man City, and I think Haaland's going to go to Bayern Munich. And let's note this down, ladies and gentlemen. If this happens, I'm making predictions. I think Harry Kane will go to Man City. And I think, yes, Man City don't pay a lot of money usually for players, but I think with the Aguero situation, I think they'll go, right, we need a striker. He suits this league. He suits the system. He's brilliant technically, great vision, great passing, great finisher. We're going to sign him, and maybe we'll do it in installments, or we'll manage to sneak a player in there. But we'll get the job done. I think they'll get him because, again, the reason why I don't think Pep. I know Haaland, but I don't think Pep likes to work with Raiola. I don't think Man City's ecosystem is built for working with Raiola as well. I think they like to keep things quiet. You look at the high-profile players they've signed: Aguero, David Silva, company. No messing around off the pitch. No issues. No touring to other European clubs, causing distractions. Never been a problem. No agents. Like Man City. Just no bullshit comes out of that club off the pitch. It doesn't happen. Very stable. So I think they'll take all of that into account, and I think they'll go with Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane suits their system more than Haaland. I think Haaland's generational, but
they're going to be devastating with Harry Kane.
Harry Kane's more suited to a possession-based team than Haaland is right now. So I think Harry Kane will go to City. Harry Kane wants to stay in the league, beat Shearer's record, yada yada yada. I think Harry Kane will go City. Haaland will go to Bayern Munich next season. For
Lewandowski replacement.
Yeah, for the clause, stays in the league. We know what Bayern Munich have over that league, monopoly. And he takes Lewandowski's place immediately. It's such a simple pass straight to the next guy. And he's already done
Bayern Munich to win the league for another 10 years.
Yeah, and it's simple for Bayern Munich. You've got a young player already doing it in your league, shows he scores goals, no problem, done. And it's a great price as well. Yeah. Simple. And Chelsea, get Lukaku. That's what I'm going with. That's the three moves. So yeah,
Lukaku coin to the moon.
Yeah, there you go. So those are my predictions, people. If you ever wanted them, those are my three predictions based on what I know and just percentages. That's my predictions. Lukaku to Chelsea, Kane to Man City, and Haaland to Bayern Munich.
Would you entertain Lewandowski?
Would I entertain it?
Is that even possible? Is that even possible? Is he going to be on a free or something at the end of this season?
No, I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. I don't see why he would move. I honestly think he'll move after Haaland. I think Bayern Munich will plan that transition perfectly. They wouldn't leave themselves without a striker. They're not going to enter Haaland negotiations at the prices that are going about right now. So because Bayern Munich do smart business, not stupid business. They'll wait for the release clause. They'll speak to him way prior to that, like they always do. They'll tap him up. And they'll bring him in, simple. And then Lewandowski will go next year. So I think Lewandowski will stay.
Monopolize the league. They've monopolized that league, man.
Yeah. So
what is it, nine seasons in a row now for Bayern Munich?
No, it's like it's turning into the Scottish league, isn't it? It's the same winners.
Yeah. Jot that down, ladies and gentlemen. That's my prediction. And what is most unlikely to happen out of all of that? I think Lukaku to Chelsey. Because
I think so.
That's the most unlikely out of all of those ones. But that's what I'm going with.
I like it.
Like it? Well, I like it too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think any three of them you get, you've won. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really too picky at this point. I think all three of them would do a job in different ways. Going to blast through some super chats and we're going to wrap up soon. It's been a long one. Remember the Southampton game? Tammy was awful. 100%, but everybody's had stinkers under this manager at some point. So I think for him to just get hooked in that game and not to be seen again is probably more than just that Southampton performance because I've seen worse. Marina selling TT Defo Marina telling TT because of Tammy's contract from Felix.
I mean, Tammy's the only one that hasn't actually committed to a 5-year deal. All the other young players did.
Yeah.
So
that could be
maybe that. Maybe that.
But listen, that goes both ways. He won't commit until he sees that he's part of plans and he doesn't want to. And I'd probably say Tammy doesn't want to see a big name striker come in. He wants to be front row and centre. He's wearing the number 9 shirt. He scored a lot of goals, all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, that is not possible. It wasn't possible for Drogba. It's definitely not going to happen with you. So yeah, that's that. Final thoughts, gentlemen. Younes. final thoughts. Let them know where to find you, bro. Content coming out. What's going on?
I mean, top stream again. Banging morning every Thursday is how it is. So yeah, now when we look forward the weekend, Aston Villa, hopefully we get a job done, and then it's just, all guns blazing for the Champions League final. In terms of me, obviously, you can find me here, Younes Talks Football. I've got same old content in relation to Chelsea, keeping up with other football news as well. So there might be a few double upload days. We've got the Aston Villa game that I'll be covering, and then it's all build up to the Champions League final. We might reminisce a bit, but it's gonna be cool. And I'm on Twitch as well, so I'll be doing some streams on Twitch in the build up to the final where we're playing FIFA, and I'm doing player career mode, and I'm trying to be Chelsea's next top striker. At the moment, it's not quite working because I'm not getting picked, but it'll happen. It'll get there.
So you're streaming yourself on the bench. That is hilarious. Oh my goodness! Wow. And guys, just some also we spoke in our group chat. If we do win the Champions League, I'm sure we'll do a special all you can eat Chelsea episode. I don't think anybody will be going to bed that night. So
obviously it'll be morning for me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably do my watch along, which I'm planning, and I need to continue to plan for that to definitely happen. But I'm planning that. Obviously, Younes always does his. I'm sure Miz will look at doing one as well.
Yeah.
Then I'll do the review with Dami and Anita, as I always do. And then after that, when everybody else has done their content, because these guys got reviews, shows to do as well, and videos and streams to do, then we'll do a special all-you-can-eat Chelsea episode, and we'll continue celebrations, I'm sure. So, listen, that night, if we win it, I won't be sleeping. I know that. I don't know where I'll be. I might even be running down Oxford Street naked. You never know. So yeah.
For the Champions League final, are you going to be back here in London?
I will be, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm flying back next Wednesday.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right.
So this show, I won't be here. So this, you see all these shirts that you guys have been seeing? You ain't seeing that no more. We ain't able to get all those shirts on the plane, so that's not happening. The whole set will be looking different. I'll be back in my desk. I'll be back with my apple juice for all the OGs on this channel who remember the apple juice and the picture falling and the desk and all of that. I'll be back in that location.
Chaos.
Me and Younes had a collab video there as well, which was fun.
Yeah.
So I'll be back there. So it's been a while for all the new subscribers, and there is a lot of you, because there's not many of you that were here for that. But we'll be back with the apple juice. I'll be back sipping my apple juice. That was a trademark on here. And it'll be lateness and greatness plus apple juice all together. That's where the apple juice came from, actually. It was actually real apple juice, not alcohol. For anybody who needed to know that. Miz, bro, final thoughts, and let us know what's coming up content-wise. I'm looking forward to what you've got to bring. Obviously, shout out to the Mason Mount, Tony Mount, sorry, but the Mason Mount special, I guess, with Tony Mount interview. Great.
Yeah, that was...
You got the quote of the year.
It's
a shame we
got the
quote of the year.
I'm not sure if you guys were listening. Martin Tyler, in the 8th minute of the game, said the quote that, and I've got that clip. DM me if you want
to. I need to watch that.
I sent it to you. And Martin Tyler said that. And I got so many DMs off the back, like, Miz, Martin Tyler.
What did he say? I can't watch it.
He said Tony Mount told Mason to grab the last year's medal and send it on the WhatsApp to everyone, and everyone DM is like, Miz, that's straight from your your channel.
Yeah, it's like it was birthed on your channel and it just spread like wildfire. I was speaking to Zach and on here.
Yeah, Zach said it as well.
Zach said it in Chelsea.
Chelsea TV.
Zach. Yeah, so I was speaking to him for the preview for the game, and he was saying it as well. And I was like, yeah, that was Miz. So yeah, everybody. I think the whole world knows that quote now. It's a shame we didn't win, or was that quote when it went down in history? Now everybody wants to know about it.
The reason why it happened, I think, because all the Chelsea news content makers they just
picked it up.
They then went berserk with it, and then it just went all over. But final thoughts. I just want to say one thing, a message to the team. I'm not sure if you boys, I'm a massive Jason Statham fan. Like, I love Jason Statham. I love action movies, right? I'm not sure if you guys watched Mechanic, the first one. Have you watched Mechanic, the first one?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Oh, you guys need to watch The Mechanic, man. Really good movie. Jason Statham movie. Is so fighting. It's like all the other Jason Statham movies anyway. But in the first one, he's mates with this particular person, and that person has a gun, and in the it's engraved a particular message on the gun, and it says "Victory loves preparation." So that's the message I want to give out to Chelsea Football Club, and I want to try and do maybe little Twitter videos throughout the week, and I just want to shout out to the team that preparation. You prepare well, you're going to beat Aston Villa and you're going to beat Man City. So it's all about preparation. Leading up to that 1 week break after the Aston Villa game, it's the team that has the best preparation will end up winning it, because we both know each other very well. There shouldn't be any surprises. Tactically, everyone knows what's going on. It's just who comes out top with the better preparation. In terms of content making, I'm doing opening up the floor with the fans tomorrow. Probably have that around maybe 9 p.m. UK time. So starting to do this thing called, speaking with Miz or talk with Miz, do you know what I mean? Where I'm going solo and I'm just inviting the fans, let them talk about whatever they want to talk about, and we can have a discussion. So I'm doing that if you're interested. Obviously, I had Younes and Alex yesterday, so do check out that latest video that is up there live at the moment, where we talked about a whole heap of things, from the Leicester game and the week that has been, the crazy week that has been. And moving from the Aston Villa game, after that, it's going to be madness, man. I've already lined up some big guests. Every day there'll be streams. I'll be up in silly times. I've locked in some sessions with some really good content makers, and some ridiculous times I'm going to be up, just so that they I don't get
missed the boat.
exactly, so that they're convenient. So lastly, I do want to hit 5k, guys. Help me get to 5k.
The link is in the chat, people. How far away?
Hit that link.
I think I'm on 4,600, so 400 away. 5k before the season would be amazing. So that's that.
You've grown well.
It's been good. Thank you, guys.
Daniel's asking if I'm doing a watch along for the Europa League final. I have not done a watch along before. You think I'm going to start for the Man United game versus Villarreal? Daniel, I know you're a Man United fan, but really, you think I'm going to watch that? Seriously, you'd be lucky if I even watched that game, let alone do a Europa League, let alone do a watch along for it. If it was Arsenal, then it would be a different conversation. I would watch it 100%. Still wouldn't do a watch along though. No, my first watch along will be the Champions League final. There's no better way to start. There's no better way to maybe end. I don't know if I'll continue doing them. We'll see how it goes. If we lose, probably not.
I tell you what, Europa League final, I think I'm going to be covering. I think it's a final, and it's a big final, so I'll do it.
Today,
Younes, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, we've got almost 500 people. If there's a watch along, Younes, that's it. That's where you need to be. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Exactly. There you go.
But make sure for the Champions League final, just make sure you've got all of us switched on. Simple.
Yeah, just have.
Don't prioritize one. You need to be catching everyone's reactions.
Everyone's reactions.
There's going to be so many. There's going to be so many.
Younes. You're going to hear Younes's dad in the background if they score. It's going to be crazy.
Not even the background. I think it's going to be me and him on the watch.
Oh wow,
that's madness.
Yeah,
that's madness.
It's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. If we, I'm telling you though, if we lose, if we lose, it's going to be peak.
Yeah.
By the way, Younes, are you going to let your dad speak in the watch along as well? Let him speak. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because
it'll be a similar format. If you see how Thogden does it with Thogdad.
Yeah.
It'll be a big up Thogdad and big up Thogdad.
Yundad and Yund. Younes and Yundad.
It would be a similar format where, again, I'd be looking to comments, but it will be more of a conversation than just reacting to what's going on the screen. It won't be the same setup as well. I think I'm going to have to move everything over across. So, we'll see. We'll see when it gets closer.
I'll be doing it with Saj, and he's a Man City fan. The guys from, the viewers will just starting to get to know him now more. If he was an OG, you would have remembered him from the old videos, but he's obviously on the Oil Boys show and a Man City fan, so we'll be watching it together in the same place, and that will be interesting. Someone will be crying at the end of that night. That's going to be mad, and God help us all, man. It's going to be crazy.
I hope it's him.
I hope it's him as well.
Well, if we win, I'll still be crying anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Oh God! But final super chat from ITS Merchant before we wrap up. Can we have a legit striker transfer target? Well, listen, that is business for Marina and Roman and all those brothers to sort out. But right now, my headspace is very much focused on the final 2 games. Aston Villa on Sunday. Preview will be out on Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday, I won't be uploading. I'll be celebrating. Well, I won't be celebrating. I'll just be in a house party. That's basically what I'm telling you right now. So yeah.
Hey, banging.
Huh?
Banging.
Yeah. Like I'm telling you right now, subscribers. All right, I'm going away for Friday and Saturday night. I'm gonna, because obviously I'm leaving Ireland, so I'm gonna have a nice house party with all of my Irish friends before I leave. So Friday, early morning, early afternoon, whatever. I'm gonna try. Well, late morning, early afternoon. I'm gonna get the preview out for the Aston Villa game. I'm not gonna be on the Big Six on Friday either. So I don't know who's replacing me, but expect that. Saturday, no upload because I'm going to be drunk, and then Sunday I'll be back. There you go. Sunday I will be back. Sunday I'll be back with Damien and Ito. So I'm taking a day off this week. So yeah, that's it. That's all your updates. Smash the like button because I don't know what the likes are, but they're definitely not enough.
Yeah, come on, guys. At least 500 likes. Come on. I don't understand why are people hesitant on likes, man. Like I don't understand this.
You man are mad stingy.
It's a self-analysis thing, isn't it? When you're on the video and you're like, should I like it? Does this deserve my like? You know?
Deserve my like.
I bet everyone has that thought process, 100%.
It's not a Ballon d'Or, man. You're not giving me a Ballon d'Or award. Like, it's a like, my man. Just hit
everybody
it.
Still ask me what country I'm in. I'm in the Republic of Ireland, people. Been there since December.
Very good country.
Yeah, that's been a long
how
time.
you know. That's how I know you guys are not. Why is someone telling me alcohol's haram, bro? I'm not Muslim, bro. I am an atheist. All right, I'll do as I please. And for the other person saying that I need consent, no, I don't need consent to get a haircut. I was just joking around. All right, you guys are just asking way too many questions now. All right, so we're gonna leave. But yeah. I can't remember where I was ending this, so I'm just going to play the outro and leave you to some of your questioning. Yeah. Sit there and think about what you guys have said. But I put you guys in the naughty corner.